Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Brandon, and welcome back to Marotta Media. So, as a lot of you may know, the Oscar nominations for 2021 were announced this morning, or Monday morning, depending whenever I release this video. And every year since I've been on YouTube, I've made a video reacting to the nominations and who I think will win. However, this year's Oscars are going to be a little bit different because we are currently in March and the Oscars usually happen sometime in February. But this year they're going to be in late April for obvious reasons. COVID is still happening, so they wanted to be safe. And there were also a lot of movies I was looking forward to see get nominations that were not released this past year. So I look forward to seeing those films next year. Films like Dune, The French Dispatch, and The Green Knight. I will only be going over the major categories as well as categories where I feel confident enough to give my opinion and educated guess on. So things like the documentary short and the live action short I probably won't talk about because chances are I haven't heard of those nominees. I will be watching the Oscars live stream from this morning, and I will put a list of the nominations right here. That way you guys know what I'm watching.
First up, the nominees chosen by members of the Academy's Actors Branch. Actress in a supporting role. Maria Bakalova in Borat's subsequent movie film. Delivery of prodigious bribe to American regime for make benefit once glorious nation of Kazakhstan.
It's a mouthful of a title.
Glenn Close in Hillbilly Elegy.
Wow.
Olivia Colman in The Father.
Okay.
Amanda Seyfried in Man.
All right.
And Ye Jung-un in Minari.
Wow.
Congratulations to all those.
Okay. Some surprises. Well, first, I didn't expect Glenn Close to get a nomination for Hillbilly Elegy. I didn't really hear good things about that movie. I'm so happy to see that Amanda Seyfried got nominated for Mank. She was phenomenal in that movie. But I am very happy to see Amanda Seyfried get nominated for Mank. She was phenomenal in that movie. Very happy to see her here. And Yoo Jung-yoon for Minari, who played the grandmother. She was also stupendous in that film. I loved Minari, and it's nice to see that someone in that movie got an acting nod in here. If I had to guess, though, who I think will win this, I think right now I would probably give the edge to Olivia Colman. She won a few years ago for her role in The Favorite, but I would love to see Amanda Seyfried or Yoo Jung-yoon win. And, I mean, Glenn Close is overdue for an Oscar. I don't believe she's ever won one, but I doubt she wins it for this movie. So I think right now I'm going to go with Olivia Colman for The Father.
And now here are the nominees for Best Original Score, voted by the Academy's Music Branch. Da 5 Bloods.
Okay.
Mank.
Alright, good choice.
Minari.
Wow.
News of the World.
Didn't see it.
And Soul.
Oh, okay. Alright, so we got Trent Rezner get nominated twice. Trent Rezner and Atticus Ross twice in the same category for Mank and for Soul, rightfully so. The scores for those movies just top notch. A little surprised to see Da 5 Bloods in here. I really enjoyed that movie. It was on my best of the year list, but to tell you the truth, I don't quite remember what the score sounded like. It's been nearly a year since I watched that movie, which is crazy to think. I did not see News of the World, but one that I'm very surprised not to see in here is Tenet. As much as I love Tenet, there were a lot of people who did not, but you have to admit one thing. The score in Tenet was just amazing. That's a score that I've listened to a lot since I first saw that movie. It was just so good. So I'm really disappointed not to see Ludwig Göransson in here because I feel he definitely deserved a nomination. But if I had to give this to anybody, I would, obviously because they're nominated twice, but I'm going to give it to Trent Rezner and Atticus Ross for Soul. And I'm pretty sure if they win, it'll be their first Oscar win. I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on that.
First is Best Adapted Screenplay. Borat's subsequent movie film, Delivery of Prodigious Bribe to American Regime for make benefit once glorious nation of Kazakhstan.
Okay.
Sasha Baron Cohen, Anthony Hines, Dan Swimer, Peter Bainham, Erica Ribenoya, Dan Mazer,
A lot of writers on this
Trent
one.
Rezner,
Let's just skip
and
ahead.
The Father, Christopher
Okay.
Hampton, and Florian Zeller. Nomadland, Chloe Zhao.
Okay.
One Night in Miami, Kemp Powers.
All right.
And The White Tiger, Ramin Berani.
Ah, yeah.
I don't even know what that is. Okay, adapted screenplay. I've only seen one of these movies in this category. I've only seen Nomadland. And I still need to see One Night in Miami. And The Father, I almost went to go see that this weekend, but I just didn't have time. But not just because it's the only nominee I've seen in this category, but I think that Nomadland should win this one.
For Best Original Screenplay.
Okay, original.
Judas and the Black Messiah.
Okay.
Will
All right.
Burson and Shaka King. Story by Will Burson, Shaka King, Kenny Lucas, and Keith Lucas.
Great movie. I loved it.
Minari.
Oh.
Isaac Chung.
Okay.
Promising Young Woman.
Didn't see it.
Emerald Fennell. Sound of Metal.
Oh.
Darius Marder.
All right.
Abraham Marder. Story by Darius Marder and Derek Cianfrance. And The Trial of the Chicago Seven.
Okay.
Aaron Sorkin.
Okay. Okay, some really good choices in here. Wow. Yeah, I've seen 80% of these movies, and I loved all of them. But if I had to guess who I think would win, I think I'd probably give the edge to The Trial of the Chicago Seven. Because, I mean, come on, it's Aaron Sorkin. The guy's an amazing writer, and he's already got one Oscar under his belt for The Social Network. So I think the Academy is going to stick by his side and give him this one as well.
For Best Animated Short Film, here are the nominees. Burrow,
Okay, I've heard of that one.
Genius Loci, If Anything Happens, I Love You,
Oh, okay.
Opera, and Yes People.
Okay, I actually feel confident enough to give a guess on animated short film, surprisingly. I've heard of Burrow. I haven't seen it, but I've seen it on Disney Plus as I've been, scrolling through everything that's on there. But I watched If Anything Happens, I Love You a few months ago. It's on Netflix. Go check it out. Just a very heartbreaking short film just about love and loss and just, that film really, it nearly made me cry. It was very beautiful, but also very, very sad. But I think that'll definitely win for Best Animated Short Film, and it should.
Sasha Baron Cohen in The Trial
Oh,
of
wow.
the Chicago Seven. Daniel Kaluuya in Judas and the Black Messiah.
Winner.
Leslie Odom Jr. in One Night in Miami.
Okay.
Paul Rassi in Sound of Metal.
Oh,
And
that
Lakeith
makes me happy.
Stanfield in Judas and the Black Messiah. Congratulations.
Okay. All right. We got 5 really good actors here. Sasha Baron Cohen, that's a really big surprise to see. I thought, when I saw his name, I thought they were going to say it was for Borat, but no, it's for The Trial of the Chicago Seven. I really enjoyed The Trial of the Chicago Seven a lot more than I thought I would, but it wasn't my favorite movie in the world. I thought Judas and the Black Messiah was 10 times better. Both those movies take place like at the exact same time. There's even some characters who make appearances in both movies. Leslie Odom Jr., I did not see One Night in Miami. I still need to watch that, but I love that guy. He's so good in Hamilton. Hamilton forever. Paul Raci, that's a phenomenal pick. He's such a great performance from a guy who... I looked at his IMDb page, and he does not have many... I don't think any film roles. He's only made, brief appearances on television, so... He absolutely deserves it. He was stupendous in Sound of Metal. And Lakeith Stanfield is a little bit of an interesting pick because this is supporting actor, but both he and Daniel Kaluuya, who's also nominated, are the two main characters in that movie. So who would they characterize as the lead? I don't know. That's really strange. But I think this one's pretty easy. I would give this to Daniel Kaluuya. He was remarkable as Fred Hampton. Really lost himself in that role. Completely forgot that he's actually British because he played that role so well. He won the Golden Globe. I think he's got this thing on lock.
Best documentary feature, and they are Collective, Crip Camp, The Mole Agent, My Octopus Teacher,
Oh, wow.
and Time.
Come on. No Boys State? Really? Boys State was so good, man. Come on now. Okay. Well, this one, I haven't seen any of these movies, but I've been wanting to watch My Octopus Teacher for a while. I believe that's on Netflix, but I'm very disappointed not to see Boys State in here. That was my favorite documentary of 2020. It was so good, so interesting, really educational about a topic that I personally wasn't familiar with. And I think that's the beauty of a documentary, to teach you about something that you didn't know about. But whatever, the Academy has been slacking in this category for a few years now. A few years ago when they didn't nominate Won't You Be My Neighbor, as well as Three Identical Strangers, and Apollo 11 a year or two ago, or was it Apollo 13? No, it was Apollo 11. But yeah, they should have definitely nominated that one, so they have a history of nominating, or not nominating, really good documentaries, so whatever. I don't know. I guess I would guess Time on this one. That's the one I've heard the most about. International
Outside,
feature, okay.
All over the world. The nominees are
Just give me Minari.
Another Round, Denver.
Okay, yeah.
Better Days, Hong Kong.
Like that episode of That's So Raven.
Romania. The Man Who Sold His Skin, Tunisia.
And Minari.
Quo Vadis Aida, Bosnia and Herzegovina.
No Minari? Minari was not nominated for International Feature Film. That's a major surprise. Minari, I thought, was a lock and a lock to win, but I mean, now it definitely won't. I really want to watch Another Round, and that's the only other one that I've heard of, and I think that's honestly going to win. But wow, that really disappointing. That's really disappointing by the Academy not to nominate Minari for Best International Feature Film, whatever.
Very nice. The Father. Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
Okay, yeah, I don't know if I feel confident about this one.
News of the World. And Tenet.
Oh, Tenet! Oh, no shit! Oh, wow, okay, that makes me happy. Tenet got something, alright. Okay, oh. That makes me very happy. For production design, though, even though I would love to give it to Tenet, I think for this one I would have to give the edge to Mank because, I mean, the winner for Best Production Design a year ago was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and, you know, Hollywood loves themselves some Hollywood. Even though Mank was very critical of Hollywood and the industry as a whole, it was still very nostalgic and something that, like, old school film buffs would absolutely love. So I think Mank would win this one.
The Father. Nomadland.
That's an interesting
Promising
name.
Young Woman. Sound of Metal. And The Trial of the Chicago 7.
Oh, that's actually a really good choice. I love the way that the Trial of the Chicago 7 was edited. The way it went from the flashbacks to the court and to like the modern day, like where the characters, like where Abby Hoffman is talking to the crowd in that bar or whatever it was, the way it cuts back between all of those, it was very seamless. And but I think I would give this one to the Trial of the Chicago 7.
Judas and the Black Messiah.
Okay, good choice.
Mank.
Another good choice.
News of the World.
Still have to watch it.
Nomadland. And the Trial of the Chicago 7.
Best cinematography, I think this one's fairly easy, but I will say Judas and the Black Messiah and Mank, very beautiful cinematography. There are a few shots in Judas and the Black Messiah that I thought could have been paintings. Very, very well done. But if I had to give this to someone, I would give it to Joshua James Richards for Nomadland. So many beautiful shots of the sky and just the landscape in that movie. Just it was so pretty to look at. The color correction was on point. It was just very, very pretty. I think that's definitely gonna win.
Love and Monsters. The Midnight Sky.
That Netflix
Mulan.
movie. Oh,
The One and Only Ivan.
okay.
And Tenet.
Oh, okay. Wow, that's 2 nominations for Mulan, a movie that I absolutely hated. Couldn't stand that movie, but yeah, the visual effects in that movie were fine. Same with The Lion King last year. But one thing that people have told me, and something that I've definitely noticed to be true over the years, is that the Academy likes visual effects where you can't really tell there is any visual effects. And I'm going to sound very biased when I say this, but in Tenet, there were a lot of visual effects in that movie that you probably didn't notice at first, and they were very well done. So I think I'm going to give the edge to Tenet on this one.
Here are the nominees for Best Animated Feature Film.
Onward, Soul.
Onward.
Yeah, there it is.
Over the Moon.
Okay.
A Shaun the Sheep movie. Soul.
There we go.
And Wolfwalkers.
Okay. I've actually heard of all these movies. There's usually at least one animated feature film that's nominated that I've never heard of, but I've heard of all these movies and I've seen a few of them, but very easy. This is going to Soul, hands down. If Soul doesn't win this, that'd be a major upset.
Fight for You. Judas and the Black Messiah.
I think that played during the
Hear My
credits.
Voice from the Trial of the Chicago 7.
Same with that one.
Husavik from Eurovision Song Contest. The Story of the Fire Saga. EOC, Scene from The Life Ahead. La Vita Davanti a Se. And Speak Now from One Night in Miami.
Okay. I actually do know a few of these songs. I just watched The Trial of the Chicago 7 fairly recently, so that song is a little fresh in my mind. Thought it was alright, didn't think that much of it. Fight for You is a really good song. Her's a great artist. She's a very talented songwriter. And Husavik from Eurovision. I didn't see Eurovision, but I actually heard about that song and I listened to that fairly recently, and it's a pretty damn good song. It's amazing that it came from a silly movie like that, but I'd love to see that win. But honestly, I think it would go to Fight for You by her, Judas and the Black Messiah. So that's my pick.
Riz Ahmed in Sound of Metal.
Great choice.
Chadwick Boseman in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
Okay.
Anthony Hopkins in The Father. Gary Oldman in Mank.
Good choice.
And Stephen Young in Minari.
Oh, okay. Oh, my boy Glenn. Stephen Young. Okay. Very, very strong category here. These are all very talented actors. Riz Ahmed, great choice for Sound of Metal. He was just outstanding in that movie. great to see him get an Oscar nomination, because I believe before Sound of Metal, the last movie I saw him in was Venom, and he was not good in that movie at all. Very miscast. That movie wasn't good at all, so I mean, what do you expect? It's very nice to see Chadwick Boseman get a nomination because of his untimely death. That still hits me hard, so rest in peace to him. Anthony Hopkins, he's a legend. You can't go wrong with him. Gary Oldman, I would say he's a legend as well. And Steven Yeun, wow, that makes me happy to see him in here because I didn't expect him to. But honestly, I would be fine with any of these actors winning because they're all so good in their own right. But if I had to give the edge to anybody right now, I would pick Anthony Hopkins. Yeah, that's my pick for now, is Anthony Hopkins. Unless something changes in the next month, then that's going to be my pick. I guess I'll talk about Nick Jonas is doing this.
Viola Davis in Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
Didn't expect to see that. Viola Davis, okay.
Andrew Day in the United States versus Billie Holiday.
Anybody watch that?
Vanessa Kirby in Pieces of a Woman.
Oh, shit, I still need to watch that too.
Frances McDormand in Nomadland.
Given.
And Carey Mulligan in Promising Young Woman.
Okay, yeah. Okay, Viola Davis, past winner, very good actress. Vanessa Kirby for Pieces of a Woman. God, I still need to watch Pieces of a Woman. That's been on my Netflix list for a while. Not just because this is the only movie of these nominees that I've seen, but I really think that this category is going to go to Frances McDormand. She won just a few years ago for 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Great movie, and she won for Fargo in the 90s. Great movie. And Nomadland, another great movie. Just shows how versatile Frances McDormand is in her Oscar-worthy performances. But yeah, I think this is gonna go to her.
Thomas Vinterberg, Another Round.
Really?
David Fincher, Meg.
Good choice.
Lee Isaac Chung, Minari.
Oh.
Chloe Zhao, Nomadland.
Yeah, given.
And Emerald Fennell, Promising
wow.
Young Woman.
Okay. Alright, well, I did not expect to see Thomas Vinterberg in here for Another Round. That's a surprise. It seems like he took Aaron Sorkin's spot. I thought Aaron Sorkin was a lock for this category. Not to win it, but to be nominated for it. David Fincher, great choice. He's a remarkable director. Should have won Best Director in 2010 for The Social Network. The Social Network was a much better film than The King's Speech. I'm sorry. Lee Isaac Chung, really good choice. Also didn't expect to see him in here. Love seeing how much Minari is getting nominated for. That's really taking me by surprise. But great movie. But honestly, I think this one is fairly easy, and I think the winner of this category is going to be Chloe Zhao for Nomadland, and she will become the second woman of all time to win the Best Director Oscar behind Catherine Bigelow. Good company, because The Hurt Locker was a great movie as well. Nomadland, I really enjoyed it, and you could tell that Chloe Zhao just put her heart and soul into that movie because she wrote it as well. And yeah, I think she's my pick for this one. Okay, so we've got 8 nominees for Best Picture this year. Didn't we have 10 last year? Didn't we have the max amount of nominees? Well, I'm happy to say that I have seen a majority of these. I have seen 6 of the 8 nominees, so that makes me very happy that I'm well in tune with the Best Picture nominees, but there is some damn good choices here, and I loved all of the ones I've seen. Well, Trial of Chicago 7 I thought was really good, but I wouldn't say I loved it. I liked it more than I thought, but wouldn't love it. I think I gave that movie a 7. Fitting, right? But Sound of Metal, Nomadland, Minari Mank, and Judas and the Black Messiah, I think I gave all of those movies 9s. So, some tough competition here. I could see Judas and the Black Messiah winning it. Actually, I would love it if Minari won. I don't think Mank would win. I feel like that would piss a lot of people off. But I'd love to see Sound of Metal win it too. That'd be amazing. But if I think right now my best picture pick is gonna go to Nomadland. It's a very beautiful movie, done so well on all fronts. It was so good. I love Nomadland. That's another movie that made me smile a lot. But yeah, I think Nomadland is my pick right now for Best Picture. I mean, hey, I could be wrong because these are subject to change, keep in mind. Because last year, when I made this video, I did pick 1917 to win Best Picture. Then when I did my Best Picture nominees ranked video, I changed my pick to Parasite, which ended up winning, thankfully. So it could change, but yeah, right now I think Nomadland is definitely my pick for Best Picture. Well, that's it, everybody. That was my reaction and my picks for this year's 93rd Academy Award nominations. If you guys agree with my picks, or if you disagree, then let me know down in the comments. I would love to see what you guys think. If you guys like this video, then be sure to hit that thumbs up, and do not forget to subscribe. If you guys want to see my reviews that I've made in the last few weeks, I'll link those right over here. Other than that, I hope you all have a tremendous rest of your day, and I will see you all next time.